it's something almost unique. It requires quite a lot of physical strength to get out, to take away. It also requires considerable technique to take it away correctly, and a certain amount of nerve as well. Tremendous excitement that you get surfing on a wave.
It's almost like meditating in a way, you know, it's a semi-religious sort of feeling that you get out of it. And once you've had this feeling like you've been inside a tube or you've had a nose ride, a very good wave, you want to get it again and again, and that's what drives you to go on to do it more.
Feeling 10 feet tall. If you need it, we're not gonna pay any bills. We lost it all in William Hill. Oh my. Trouble found a friend in me somehow, and the river runs wide. Trade this old pony for white horses in the way.
I wish I was a brickman on a hurtling fever train. So I'm standing on a hillside, looking out into the sky, and I see the light of love just float on by.
There's someone waiting for you. We come dashing through the dark.
and I can't have you. Who'd go leave you for here? And it's fading in its romance. You know grit can't wipe a tear. And I say I'm not going back. And I say, darling, that's a fact. But I'll be at the door and packed to leave his cargo for the road. No one talks of the bad reception. The years to kill before the show. You get weak, so you get wired. The buzzer played out when you're low. Another load in another town. Not sure where I'm staying. I can tell you that I miss you. You're bored of hearing that today. For the next 6 hours at least, I'm just cargo for the road. Where exhaustion is a constant, where strangers ask how it all began. It made me feel at home when I heard cowgirl in the sand. And there's nothing less romantic than denying you ran away. 'Cause this world here waiting for you can wait to spit you out someday. No one talks of the bad reception. The years to kill before the show. You get weak, so you get wired. The buzzer played out when you're low. Another load in another town. Not sure where I'm staying. I could tell you that I love you. You don't know what to do with that today. For the next 6 hours at least, I'm just cargo for the road. I'll say I'm not going back. I'll say, darling, that's a fact. But I'll be at the door and packed to leave his cargo for the road. Cargo for the road, yeah. Cargo for the road. Cargo for the road, yeah. Just cargo for the road. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How you doing? And hello, Uncle Bob. It's lovely to be here. I'm Matt Owens, and that was, since I was last here, which camera do I talk into, boys? That one there, the one right in front of me. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Since I was last here, I've got a new record. And that was the opening single and first track off it. That was Cargo for the Road. When we used to complain about stuff like touring. Not anymore. Wait a minute. So I hope you're all doing really well. I took the guitars in the roof rack for an hour's drive in freezing cold temperatures. So it's always a good start. But they'll be alright.
Like these days, we'll lay them in the ground for the days that we don't, I still come around. From the kitchen floor, mugs of red wine poured. We watch the willow weep as the rain pours down. I will be there when there's no one else. Yourself, I'll get over you. He said that I'm sure. You'll get over you like a soldier does a war. No one else. I will be there. You forget yourself. I will be there when there's no one else for you to turn to. If I don't know, there's some ways this can go, which we've seen too much in our 2 lifetimes.
Put your clothes back on. Don't be ridiculous. So, yeah. That was of Scorched Earth. The new record that came out about 3 weeks ago now. And I can't tell you how lovely it is. Normally when a record comes out, you kind of play it 5 nights a week. And I haven't been able to. The kids had got bored of it. So we had to get kittens. And now they're bored of it. And now I'm here. And this is a song that I can't... it's called Christmas Eve. I didn't realise the problem about writing a song called Christmas Eve is you can't play it most of the year. But Leonard Cohen had just passed away. And then Gord Downey from the Tragically Hip. And I was like, well, it's not going to get any worse than this. And that was 3 years ago. One mud-struck year cut with diamonds. We're the lucky ones that got out alright. The news says we're desperate, but the drunks must have missed it. 'Cause on a cold Christmas Eve, we're all old friends tonight. And you second guess what Granddad would have made of it all. Rolling eyes at the slurs of his wife. I didn't get into politics, it got into me when they marched in and blew up my life. But a brand new sense of silver strings stretched the neck of this old Gretsch guitar. The spotlights won't work, the piano's out of tune, but you're lining them up on the bar. And she watches the news like she watches my health, with the same thing right down to the bend, to keep the valves in the amps of a can in the tank. So on stage life goes as you plan, and you can't beat for being remembered, like Foley down at Soldiers Field. But the penthouse got filled in the Tower of Song. The night stars of poets with a new star revealed, but a brand new sound of silver strings stretch the neck of this old Gretsch guitar. The spotlights don't work, the piano's too gone, and she's lining them up on the bar. New Year's Eve fell straight into December, a fast year of slow waking days. Sound checks at 6, come on and we're done. Let's go do it all over again. And I've taken more out of rock and roll than she's ever taken out of me. But I don't say that aloud, at least not anymore, 'cause no one that loves me agrees. But a brand new set of silver strings stretch the neck of this old Gretsch guitar. The spotlights don't work, the piano's out of tune, and now you're lining them up on the bar. New Year's Eve fell straight into December, starts at 6. Come morning, we're done. Let's go do it all over again. Let's go do it all over again. Let's go do it all over again. So the great thing about tonight, other than the fact that I'm with the lovely boys here, so I don't have to do my own sound or anything like that, and I don't need to do my own lighting, and if a camera dies, it's not my fault, right? That's the deal, isn't it? Yeah. Because I'm done with that. Because I can't work anything. But one of the nice things about live streams is I've been doing them at home and trying to get better at them, and one of the benefits, I guess, trying to see the positive, is that you get people in like Ireland and Scotland and people you know out in the States or Australia, wherever, kind of coming together in some kind of digital community and saying hi. And this is one for the west coast of Ireland. And I miss it there. I went 14 times in 2014. And it's the longest I've been back for a very long time. So this is for Kilkee and Kenny's Bar in Lahinch and Davy Hope and all those guys in Cork, and yeah, a pint of Guinness. There's a piano at the Greyhound and it's carved from candle wax. The veneer sticks rough with porter, and there's less white notes than black. And it smells of shipwrecked sailors, and his wedding rings once heard. He snores and dreams when you shut the lid. Best piano in the world. So this piano at the Greyhound is set to smuggled gold. Sends blind men mad with tuning forks and makes doctors ill with cold. Torn from the arms of a Russian princess as she clung to it in rags, and O'Toole whispered sonnets out while Truman ground out jazz. It was in Napoleon's galley when he ran aground, and folks say that Claude Monet, well, he wasn't much around. There's this piano at the Greyhound that I vow to steal. Takes 15 men to lift it. Now the foundations have congealed, and each note tells you a history, sends teams crashing to the floor. And the wood was meant for coffins, but we sold our souls when bored. And if you hit a chord, don't wear your finest clothes. You'll get dragged through all it's been through, all the centuries it knows. You're an unbewitting confidant as you bathe in all its wars. It fills the room with dirty secrets, like a cathedral crammed with whores. It now lives out on the Irish coast, in the town known as Kilkee. in a bar they call the Skinny Dog, where Craig Finn sat with me. If I ever crawl back to the high life, I'll hire a private army, and carrying God that piano, take it everywhere with me. There's this piano at the Greyhound, so we got a feed going. Hey Bob, how you doing, man? Thank you. And yeah, I think one of the last ever proper gigs I did was with Bob Galley. We were playing Glastonbury at the Red Brick Building, and I think it was the last night before we went into lockdown again. I don't know how many times I've been in lockdown now, but the good people of Glastonbury FM said, "Do you want to come down and play?" And I think every musician that was asked was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." How much? And we all ran down, and it was a lovely night. It was really nice. Now, that was a track off the first record. That was called Piano at the Greyhound. This is called Match Day. And this is... a song I don't play enough. Lining up with our hearts on show, wearing our pride, hard-earned money flows. The usual seats, the usual spend. It feels so hollow down, losing end. You're gonna win, you're gonna lose. So much at stake, I'd kill if I could choose. 'Cause she hates me going, gets me through the week. Seems I'm fighting off for this losing streak. But when you get to feeling I should just stick to dreaming. How big's it gonna go? I dream. How big's it gonna go? I dream. How big's it gonna go? I still dream. It must be match day. Out on the road, get there for fight. The same routine, the stage times at 9. Back home, there's a birthday, I'm away for that too. Yeah, the tour's not selling well, but I'll make it up to you. But when you get the feeling I should just stick to dreaming. How big's it gonna go? I dream, how big's it gonna go? I dream, how big's it gonna go? I still dream. It must be match day. It must be match day. How are we doing in the Goldfish Bowl? Fantastic. Oh. So, yeah, I was lucky enough to make this record, and I wasn't sure if it was ever going to get made. And there were certain songs, this song's quite an old one, and I just kind of kept playing in it. It's had a couple of geysers, and I was really lucky, because while I was there, I got my mate Rob Vincent to kind of sing on the record, and he brought down a guy called Danny Williams, who's a great upright bass player. And I always heard upright bass on this track. And then, weirdly, last Christmas, I was doing this songwriting thing in Box, and I met this great violin player called Denny Bonet, who lives in New York, and she played with everyone from kind of like R.E.M. to Cyndi Lauper, and she said she'd send in her violin parts, and we suddenly started getting this kind of drunken sounding band together, which is exactly what this song needed. And I think Joe Harvey White put in some pedal steel, and it all came together. Jimmy played drums, and I played piano, which sounded pretty drunk in itself. It's called Hungover in New York. This is all about a true story of escaping from the Mexican cartel and then not getting served in a lesbian bar in New York because you had long hair and the doorman thought you were a lady. Didn't know this was a lesbian bar. You let me in at the door. While I'm here, let's ride it out on these beers. Hear the jukebox some more. I just escaped with my life from a Mexican border town. And for once I'm not broke, just the best place I could have found. Here we go! I just came from Henrietta's on Hudson. That's not even a joke. I'm unsubbed, I'm unloved, and you can light a match right off my throat. Sleeping out on a sofa on Morton Street, I'm losing some days with a few eyes to kill for me to friend and dark holidays. I'm hungover in New York, such an addict boy every day. It's happening making sure you're not lost time. And now Tom Waits once cracked, said this was a great time for shoes. Yeah, but I'd walk barefoot just to lick the sweat off your tattoos. Dylan Thomas is looking down from the wall. It puts me off my stride. In a row between happy hours, chasing barmaids for brides. Those barmaids for brides, I'm hung over in New York. Searching at every bar, every dive. It's happening all over again. I'm just making sure you're not lost time. And then I'm off to Brooklyn for the sober and Connemara rain. The day after Thanksgiving, it's just me dodging droplets and drains. Can't be out in every single bar, get with every single girl. Love to Australia. No one cares, and it's never changed a thing in this neon-lit world. I'm hungover in New York, searching at every bar, every dive. It's happening all over again. I'm just making sure you're not lost time. And over in New York, searching at every bar, every dive. It's happening all over again. I'm just making sure you're not lost time. No lost time. No last time. No last time. All right. Thank you, thank you. I've only just noticed we've got I was just looking at the one stream. I've got 3 streams up here. This is very tech. And the problem with streams, I always look at them and then I laugh. I know it's a very professional outfit here. I know, I'm like, yeah. I've got 3 different streams. I've got Pablo Fernandez. Sorry, buddy, I've been ignoring you, but thank you. We've got Australia here. Michael Pachula is my old buddy from There in the Well. Do I bother trying to tune a 12 string for you guys, or do we just say it's fine? You're not expecting a 12 string to be in tune. Paul, is your 12 string in tune? I picked this one up. This is a 60s Echo, and I picked her up for £100. And I've actually got a Martin. I think that's made it worse. I've got a Martin 12 string from like 1970, which I bought when I used to have money. And I think this sounds better, which is really annoying. I'm more attached to this one. I love the scratch plate. Anyway, don't let me start talking about my guitars, because I'll be very boring. So that was called Hungover in New York. Oh, it does sound better. That's good. Who would have thought? It's called Whiskey and Orchids. I wrote this. I was living in Bristol at the time, and I tapped. It was 10 in the morning, and I'd emptied out my bank account, and I was half naked, standing in the rain, still drunk, and I tapped on the glass, and the girl in the shop saw me, and they opened at 10:30, and I was waving like my last 40 quid at her. and she didn't serve me, not because she opened at 10:30, but because she'd served me in identical circumstances 2 days previously. And if you're ever in a relationship like that, knocking on a florist at 10 in the morning when they open at 10:30 in the rain, half naked and drunk, it does get better. That's the good news. So this is one of the happy ones. Let's call Whiskey and Orchids.
She said, well, I'm leaving. I didn't want to understand what that meant. So I went out, tried to laugh it off, while drinking a pull of the rent. When she said, this isn't working, didn't want to understand what she'd said. So I went out, kept us from working. I wasted days alone in our bed. When she said, you can do anything, I believe you can go so far. Only then would I listen. Still never picked up my guitar. Were you the last stench of the bottle found in the kitchen at the end of the night? Were you the unscratched track on the lost masterpiece, or just the one of the party with a light? And I'd hurl everything good in our lives at the war, just desperate for something to stick. And I'd howl at every moonlight light, like some stray dog trying to pick up one trick. And there you'd gone, and you'd moved on. And I've heard that he's part of your world. We were damaged, we were dirty, girl, we were maddening. Darling, that's where your beauty unfolds. When I had you, I couldn't see it, though I traded my rocks in for gold. You were the flower I never watered, you were the orchid I left out in the cold.
Well, it's lovely to be back. This is a great thing these guys have going. And every time I'm here, more of my mates have been here and done more things. Els has been tearing it up here. And It's a very, very positive thing, and I'm very glad to that they invited me back after last time. I think it went alright last time, but alright. Now this is a song off the first record. This is a song all about, it's a true story. There's about £1 million worth of cocaine washed up on the west coast of Ireland. And about 6 years ago or whatever, the guards went down to go and collect it. And the same thing happened the following year. Same beach, pretty much. Guards go down to collect it. Same amount of coke. The locals had got there first. And I was doing a rock and roll tour at the time that wasn't making any money. And there's a guy at the bar, got very excited when he found out we were driving back to London. He got even more excited when he found out we weren't making any money. Hey Damien, how you doing? Hey Neil! And yeah, he said, so you're driving back to London? And I said, yeah. And he said, you making any money on this tour? And I said, no. And he said, that's a big bass amp, isn't it? Anyway, we said no to what he was suggesting. We went back with no money. And this song tanked at radio, but it's called Too Far Gone, and it's all about what might have happened if we'd said yes. Tell you what, could I get a nudge more of the dove? She's a little bit quiet. Legend.
As I was loading up, it was like there ain't you. Threw up on myself, my lingo waved on through. I met your guy in the dark by the side of the road. We kept it short, no talk, just quick to unload. In over my head and it can't be undone. All the shame and the guilt have now become one. Things I can't take back, I'm saying undo. The day they pull me over is the day I lose you. Ooh, I want to hold you, but I'm too far gone tonight to try. Too far gonna try, yeah. So done forever, just scraping by. But she never asked how and I never asked her why. And the money flew straight out the door and dead. New kiss shoes for shop and rent. So I soldiered on with this old guitar, but the DJs won and the work fell hard. I wanna run it straight out the Dublin port. I got my 10 grand and I didn't get caught. Got my 10 grand and I didn't get. Ooh, I want to hold you, but I'm too far gone tonight. Ooh, I want to hold you, but I'm too far gone tonight to try. Too far gonna try, to try. Now I'm losing it all on a blue lit night. Stepping out of the car in a cell block light. It was meant to be once, just went over the law. Then word came back, could've run a little What came back could have run a little. Ooh, I want to hold you, but I'm too far gone tonight. Ooh, I want to hold you, but I'm too far gone tonight to try. Too far gonna try. To try. As I was loading up, it was like the rain knew. Can I get a nudge more on the guitar? Is that alright, buddy? Well, how's everyone doing? I'm ecstatic to be here. Thanks, Hugh. I know it's been a really weird year for everybody. Okay, wait a sec. No, I'm just checking. Okay, now we're good. I thought the mic might be hot, but we're all good. This song I wrote for there are two newspaper articles I read. I've never done it before, and they kind of turned into songs that ended up on the new record. You might want to back the mic off slightly, bud. We're getting it's very, very, very mild though. Just a little nudge because it's sounding great, considering it's me. And this was one of them. This is all about a homeless guy who used to be a chef on the streets of Cork. We used to go out to Cork quite a lot and play, and often they've got like a lot of cities. They've got a lot of people sleeping rough, and sometimes we're playing rock and roll in there. The landlords would kind of let the guys come in and have a listen and stuff, and so we'd get chatting. Anyway, I went back to do a radio thing, and it was sheeting down with rain, and I was really hungover after the Doolin Folk Festival, and I couldn't find this guy, and the weather was horrible, and I normally see him because I'd stay at the same place, and I just sat and had a coffee, and as it kind of sheeted down, and I couldn't see him anywhere, and then I got back from Cork. I started writing it in the radio show. Oh, there we go. And anyway, I kind of wrote about it, and then I read this newspaper article all about this homeless guy who'd been kicked to death, and it was a real kind of fateful thing. He used to be a top chef for kind of Elton John. So that kind of made me finish the song. It's called McCurtain Street, and it's the second single off the new record. Hey, Suzanne. Across the abandoned river by the tall hotels, while the old folks were calling raising hell. By the end of the night, couldn't find our feet. Make it back to McCurtain Street. Straight out the morning, he approached with a sign. Joke for a smoke, we were having such a time. I'm ashamed to say you laughed, no change of food to eat. Stumbled off down McCurtain Street. We'll say it's like something at a movie. There's no cutting room floor. The Slaughter Lake where you come pen away, and a heart that breaks over a lifetime or more. The street was on the up, but it wasn't doing well. She'd drive up with a kid, she'd say, and take the car as well. By the way things stood, hard enough to make ends meet. I saw the path down McCurtain Street, and if he remembered betray a sign. Money for a beer, well I slung in one of mine. Outside a fancy restaurant, couldn't afford to eat. We started drinking on Curtain Street, and we'll say it's like something at a movie, but there's no cutting room floor. Slow to lake where you can't pen away, and a heart that breaks over a lifetime or more now. 'Cause he lectured down the uni, settled down and married young. Never touched a drop till they lost their only son. And when she left him for a friend to try seem to concede, he'd lost it all but McCurtain Street. Went back last winter, but I didn't see him there. Shopped his name around, no one seemed to care, and the night seemed that much darker, siding out the sleet. It's sheeting down on McCurtain Street, as I do in victorious, crumble in defeat. It's hard to tell on McCurtain Street, hard to tell on McCurtain Street, hard to tell on McCurtain Street.
Felix, give your poor daughter a break. And loads of love to the best pub in London. That's Prince Regent there. Oh, I meant to move. Wait a sec. So that was McCurtain Street, and this is the third single off the new record. Who have we got? I'm petrified now, I'm missing people out. Hi Suzanne, Damien, yep. This song's kind of scarily applicable for 2020, and probably, unfortunately, 2021. This is just about looking after each other. This could heal up alright.
There was a handful of tears you left out in the snow. Love's a war without medals, with nothing to show. He still thinks of you as little as he can. If you had time again, you'd break at his plans. So take whatever it takes to get through the night. And I know after this we'll just heal up alright. Heal up alright. You look great for your age, the young guys let you know. And you like how they feel, and you like them for sure. But they're not gonna settle, and each break dulls your heart. Maybe I could've stayed, it still tears me apart. Take whatever it takes to get through the night. And I know after this we'll just heal up alright. We'll just heal up alright. I
stayed around. You've always been there for me. I've always let you down. She didn't get what she'd done till she had kids of her own, and how thankless it felt once they'd all up and flown. So take whatever it takes to get through the night. Once you've run me through, we'll just heal up alright. We'll just heal up alright. We'll just heal up alright. Heal up alright. All right. Hey, Mark. So I wrote this Christmas song. This is kind of a good story, but this is a 2020 good story. So I wrote a Christmas song. I think we're past the watershed. I wrote a Christmas song as a joke called One Fuck of a Year. And it wasn't going to do anything. And we were one song short for the album, so we put it on it. And I was really chuffed how Cargo for the Road was going, because we were getting loads of plays, the first single off the new record. And basically this song had a resurgence this Christmas, and I can't imagine why. And it's literally, it's about to overtake my new single that we've kind of done a video for and everything. And, you know, careful what you wish for, you might get it. At Christmas time, we should be thankful. Raise a glass and toast some festive cheer. But as I wake up, hungover in my mother's house, I'm just scratching around for a beer. 'Cause there were times, Lord, I could have jacked it all in. I love you all, but I could have let you go. Cancer scares, health concerns, money problems that won't go away. Your friends and family pass, I guess. What I'm trying to say is, it's been one fuck of a year. Yes, it has. One fuck of a year. Are you feeling glad when you wake up in the morning? Gotta do it all over again. It's been one fuck of a year. At Christmas time, snow cloaks the holly, but motorists are cursing on each and every road. Now she's gotta spend it with her father's younger wife, and she swears that pairing up is always destined to implode. Yeah, we can talk about the White House, but Grenfell's been forgotten, and no one seems to care about rock and roll. Some friends of mine are doctors shipping out to Australia, and harlequins knock themselves out of Europe in the snow. And I hate myself for mentioning it, but it was the icing on a cake of shit that made me feel so low. And it's been one fuck of a year. Yes, it has. One fuck of a year. Are you feeling glad when you wake up in the morning?
Gotta do it all over again. It's been one fuck of a year, one fuck of a year, one fuck of a year, one fuck of a year. Oh, it's a sing-along, by the way. When you wake up in the morning, gotta do it all over again. It's been one fuck of a year. That was slick. All right, so how's everyone doing? Yeah, well, it's resonating, you know. Well, it's funny or tragic, depending on your read, depending on the hour of the day. I wrote that pre-Brexit. I was like, it's not going to get any worse than this. Now, I normally try and do the piano bit on this. This is a song I was very lucky to record with Els Bailey, and she sung it. And she's the reason it was actually on the record, and I kept going with it, because I played it to her, and she was like, yeah, you should keep going with that. I'm like, you think? And then she sung it, and it softened it. And so if you haven't heard it, I'm not pushing me. And my mate, Mark McNabb-Jack, he's just on there as well. He played great drums on it. But it's meant to kind of start on piano, but I don't want to do the shift because it's obviously going to go wrong and it's going to turn into some kind of comedy skit. So just imagine the intro bits on piano. Yeah, it's called another song about the devil. You know the drown El Salvador to Veracruz, or picked up by patrols to roll on morning news. You mostly drown trying to cross the Rio Grande. Survivors meet their cages, ripped from their mother's hand. The headlines hit on the radio, stolen all my moves. I was outmaneuvered and outgunned with an aching point to prove. And it's just me in the mirror. I think am I too old for this? Just an aging fighter I talk up, but no one's gonna miss. And they try to blame me, the devil. Worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. People do worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. People do worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. Well, people doing worse in the name of God. Now I can't run with the billionaires, just like I can't run from their own. Evil forces, faceless rage in the lead, like I don't know. After centuries I carried the can, we're not just led astray, but we let the women and children go, and that can't be said today. 'Cause you know they drowned El Salvador to Veracruz, picked up by patrols to roll on morning news. Yeah, you mostly drowned trying to cross the Rio Grande. Survivors meet their cages, ripped from their mother's hands. devil. People do worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. People do worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. People do worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. Well, people do worse in the name of God. Name of God. Try to blame me, the devil. People doing worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. People doing worse in the name of God, and then they try to blame me, the devil. People doing worse in the name of God. Another song about the devil. Well, people doing worse in the name of God.
All right. Wait a minute, I'm just gonna check we're okay. So I hope everyone's doing all right. It's a lovely way to spend a Wednesday. So yeah, I haven't done this for a while. This is what I'm going to do tonight. This song's all about, that worked well. It's all about travelling safely back to your family. And I went through a stage of, back in the day when it got pretty crazy, I was kind of playing about 300 nights a year. And I was living with my father-in-law at the time. And I was driving along this road called the Devil's Punch Bowl, and there was black ice. And it was like 2 a.m. I was driving from London back to Chichester, and you could just see these cars with these lights, where people are just basically, "Hey Belgium," "Hey Steph, love to the fam." You could just see these lights in the back of these cars where they'd skidded off the roads. And there was this fog had descended, and I was literally driving at like 15 miles an hour because I couldn't see what was in front of me. Then you'd get up really close to something, and you're like, oh, maybe there's been an accident or something. Maybe they'd put out cones. And it would literally just be a car that had gone off. And I went down into the valley of the Devil's Punch Bowl. And then I just kind of wrote this song as a kind of letter to Abs, just like, I'm going to get home, it's all going to be alright, just go slow, you're going to be fine, you're going to get home. And then the car started to speed up and the mist cleared.
Lay down, honey, I'll be with you, but don't. You've been crying, babe, we're far flung torn. 'Cause when the sun's long gone and the days out of sight, lay down, honey, oh, I'll be right. Summer start, chasing money, I'm working too hard. There's always something wrong. I know you're shattered and scarred as the eagles spawn days out of sight. Lay down, honey, it'll all be right. Summer start, summer start. We've been over this before, so much so we can't talk anymore. And it's true, me and you shake ourselves to the core. Oh yeah, till we clap it out in our arms, can't fight anymore. Lay down, honey, I'll be with you by dawn, with a bottle of drink, for it all went so wrong. As North Star calls and the days out of sight. Lay down, honey, it'll all be alright. Summer start, summer start, summer start, summer start.
Thank you. Oh, this is lovely. I'm so rusty. I was having this chat with, I did a radio show last night, my buddy Alex Lipinski, and we were talking about, you know, if you're kind of used to playing 5 nights a week, often if you take like one night off, you kind of feel it the next day and kind of got to ease in again. Just don't, you do notice it. And so you give musicians like so much of the year off, you know, and then a new album to play. And I always like to be ridiculous and try and play it on do different versions of stuff. And I like to have different set lists, and I like to kind of I'm not showing off. It obviously doesn't work as smoothly as it should, but it's nice to kind of keep things. You're still kind of learning how to play the new stuff. You take it out on the road, and I kind of, for me, songs just kind of keep evolving. So it's nice to kind of put them in different guitars and maybe chuck it on a piano once, which you can normally get away with if you're kind of doing 5 nights a week. Anyway, this is a song all about yeah, well, can I just say, Felix, can we get a big applause for the boys doing it? Because that's why it sounds all right. It's because I'm not doing it. That's what's going on. So thanks a lot, Rich. Thanks a lot, Mark. It's, yeah. The guitars might have something to do with it, but it's it used to all be in the fingers. This is called Cactus Flowers. This is one of the new ones. This is going to be a summer single, I think.
One-horse towns on the west coast of Ireland, those big cities to their tallest of bars. A midweek dry spell when the bottles start singing. They lure me back as I'm lashed to the mast. And she lives in a house full of cactus flowers, a bloom from the shade where the sunlight don't bend. Songs fill the air, burn up the hours amongst those cactus flowers I call
home. Us pitiful skaters, we flee in our feathers. I've known too many who fall gallows bound. Some stay out so long, no place to return. It's hard once you need both the sky and the ground. But she lives in a house full of cactus flowers. Time beautifies, but runs down the days. Songs fill the air, burn up the hours. They draw me in and they keep me away. Still think of him 5 hours north of Melbourne, in a sleepy bar down in Wild Yak. Some never left, some saw cities, some saw Europe. He'd seen it all and he couldn't get back. But she lives in a house full of cactus flowers. Time beautifies, but runs down the days. Songs fill the air, burn up the hours. They draw me in and they keep me away. And she lives in a house full of cactus flowers. I bloom from the shade where the sunlight don't bend. Songs fill the air, burn up the hours. Amongst those cactus flowers I call home. Thank you. So have I got time for one more? You said an hour and a half. Is that as many as I want? Don't do that. You'll be in trouble with that one. We once huge kudos to Little Mouths, but we once tried to play Glastonbury, and we thought, well, we need to try and. We had a gig at it was Pilton Working Men's Club. And we thought, well, if Michael Eavis sees us, this is after the days of Noah and the Well. So I've been lucky enough to play Glastonbury, and we couldn't get back in at all. We couldn't do anything. And we were trying, like with Noah, I'd played it like 6 times or something. And we couldn't get back in for love or money. And we thought, well, if we try and do a gig in Michael Eavis's kind of Working Men's Club, literally in his back garden, then he might come down. And then we were like, well, he might miss it, though. If we're kind of playing in the evening, he might have an evening thing. We're like, we came up with the plan, and the plan was, okay, what we'll do is we'll play for 8 hours straight. And we'll bill it as that, and no one will believe us. And so we used to go out to Ireland a lot and had all these different set lists from Scotland and all this kind of stuff. So we went out, and we started with an acoustic set that was like 20 songs. And then we moved like a pedal steel player plugged in, and we went to a full like medium sized rock and roll set, and then we were like, and now we're gonna go balls to the wall for the last kind of 2 hours, and we did it. We played for 8 hours straight, and he came in after 2 hours, and then came back 2 hours later just to check we were still going, and we managed to play Glastonbury. So the set list ended up being over 100 songs, and we didn't repeat one. I'm not saying it was all gold, but we didn't repeat one, and that's the important thing. And that's a bit of a metaphor for the music industry, I like to think. Just be undeniable. You don't have to be good, just be undeniable. Now this is a song all about saying breaking the golden rule. And the golden rule is that if a guy invites you back to his house, you don't go. And I was out in Dingle with Noah, and this guy said, do you want to come and have you got anything on the next couple of days? We're having a couple of pints. I said, no, I've got nothing on. So I went down to Shirkin Island, which they call kind of bandit country, West Cork. And it's crazy. It's the only part of the world I've ever been where they set alarms to make sure that they're so drunk once they get to the pub that they can't get into the pub. So everyone was up drinking vodka at 6 a.m, having started early. Really proud of the fact. And I met this girl called Caravan Murphy, and a load of really weird things happened, and I wrote a song about it. So this is called World Won't Wait. Thanks so much to everyone for having me. I might try and play another one after this, just because I'm having a really good time. But this is meant to be the last one, but I've got nowhere to go to. So this is off the first record, and I'm very chuffed that Tom Waits' drummer played Michael Blair. A lovely man played drums on this with stuff off Frank's Wild Years. And it's worth being in tune for. You won't cross the river in that casket of gold. I need a place dark and warm with a glass tall cold. Well, the train gets in where I wanna be. Know everything will catch up with me. Smoked it right down, nothing went right. All that I see needs to get out of sight. All that I see gets out of sight. This world won't wait. This world won't wait. I gotta make my move. This world won't wait. Laugh it all over the walls and dance to the bars. Well, the one thing you do becomes that thing you are. Now opportunity won't waste a knocking, you see. Encrypted the chances gifted to me. Can't pay the tabs that are drunk for free. Deepwater frogmen match the ID. It's bloated and washed to be sea. But this won't wait. This won't wait. I gotta make my move. This won't wait. Wait. Could try pulling teeth out of toothless grin. Honesty resides in this place of sin. Hind six strings with a Fender twin. Sad luck, truth is there to fit right in. Now all I got left is the soul guitar. Name of a girl who works at a bar with a back tattoo that runs just out of sight. If I go well, I'm good for the night. If I go well, it's so good. But this world won't wait. This world won't wait. I gotta make my move. This world won't wait. And this world won't wait. This world won't wait. I gotta make my move. This world won't wait. Thanks, Tim. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm so chuffed for these guys for having me back. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. It's been sounding lovely, buddy, so thank you. And it's an absolute treat. It's a great thing they're doing here, so please get in touch, like them on Facebook, do all that kind of stuff, all right? And hopefully next time I can come back, I might bring some friends with me in a band or something like that, and... But I brought some different instruments, and I should probably introduce them. This is the Dove, that's Thor, the Gretsch, Echo, the 12-string nymph. This is Yamaha, and Yamaha didn't work for a while, so I'm glad she pulled through. This is a song that I ended the new record on. It's all about the passing of time, and it's weirdly, prophetically called Last Day of the Festival. And I've always found the last day of a festival, and we used to go to festivals, really, really, really quite emotional, like just to see all the tents and people build up and all this kind of stuff. And you know, so I read the feed. I shouldn't read the feed. So I kind of had this idea as a song, as a kind of marking kind of time, and I couldn't finish this song. And I was at Wilderness Festival, and it was like something out of an art house film. It was about 3 years ago. This girl was drinking out of a vodka and ice, and she'd clearly been enjoying herself a bit too much, and she started having a nosebleed, and she didn't realise. And it started, she was dressed as a kind of glitter-clad nymph. It started dripping from her nose into her vodka and ice. And I could see it going very slowly. And then the first drop of blood kind of went into her vodka and ice, and it kind of detonated and made this kind of beautiful pink colour. And then she started bleeding profusely. And then 2 topless mums in their 40s, covered in glitter, walked into the banqueting hall. And I was suddenly able to finish the song. Anyway, I've been Matt Owens. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Please get behind this place. Thanks for watching live music. I should probably do some plugs. If you want to get my records, Bandcamp, I think there's a link somewhere. Is there a link somewhere? Oh, just go to Bandcamp Music and type in Matt Owens. There you go. And there's a tip jar if you want to be as kind enough to, give me a couple of quid for the journey home. It'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. See you soon. It's the last day of the festival. All she can do is smile. She drove down with a car full of girlfriends. Hasn't seen them for a while. And a sharp drop of blood explodes in a vodka and ice. But she's too gone to notice, not got in style. It's the last day of the festival. Some started packing up their stalls. They sold all their stock, got out of this everything they came here for. She hasn't eaten all day, and she stole off plates of friends the day before. And she's sitting here thinking, well, life's really all about it all. 'Cause there's nothing I can drink where I don't wake up older. I wanna wrap you up in castles made of clouds, 'cause the night keeps coming on that much colder, yeah. And I've never been afraid of anything. Now there's wolves in every town.
and as free as you'll let us be. All we've got is now. It's the last day of the festival. She's got the worst case, the Sunday blues. Her foot's still bleeding from the dance tent where someone stole her shoes. And she's riding out this last night on good weed and overpriced booze. And she's just trying to believe if he was here, she wouldn't want to ride him too. 'Cause if she thinks hard enough, she just might freeze the very pace of time. She's determined to live this last night out, over years strung out in a line. But the sun is swooping low on this graveyard of fun, the bells chime. It's the last day of the festival, they're moving on, leaving her behind. So she clings to every moment, blowing smoke rings through the cold shades of the pines. It's the last day of the festival, they're moving on. Leaving her behind. Have a great Christmas.